Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 122 of our knitting, crocheting, sewing, crafting, whatever we're up to podcast.
Yep.
We are located 60 miles south of Chicago in Bradley, Illinois. You can find us on Facebook. We have a group. We have a group on Ravelry. We are on Instagram. And then also Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy for our bags. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Loopy Stitcher, spelled L-U-P-Y Stitcher. And you can find my couple of designs on Ravelry as Loopy Stitcher Designs.
Okay, Karen. It's time for your segment, and, you know, she's all bundled up in a Snuggie. So why don't you tell them how the weather is outdoors?
Well, outside it's 81 degrees. Warm, beautiful weather. Inside, it's 65.
Actually, it's not. Because when I went to feed the rabbit earlier, I think it was like 67 or 68 in here.
Ooh, that's a heat wave for you.
Yeah, that's it. And yet, she's in a Snuggie.
And her hands are ice cold.
Well, what made you think you can wear a tank top to my house?
I know. I was just like thinking I had, crop jeans on, I'd be fine. But it's like my ankles down are cold and my shoulders and arms are cold. Other than that, I'm comfy. It's actually been kind of cooling off a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to be...
Not as humid.
Yeah, I was looking at the weather report earlier, and it's like 85, 86s all this next week.
Mm-hmm.
The bad thing is the pollen count's so high. And I can tell it. I had 2 days where, the first day it was just my left ear throbbing, and then the next day it was both ears, and it was just all my sinuses draining and stuff from the lovely outdoors. I'm not an outdoor person.
Nope.
Nope. All right. As usual, we'll go ahead and do shop update first. That way I can actually get to anything I've finished. I've done a few, I did the update last time. Then I did an in-between update, which we did put a video up for, since we had a few people that liked that. I only have a couple of those bags left from that update, so I'll go ahead and show you those really fast before I show you the new ones that I'm going to pop in the shop before this podcast goes up. So I have this really cute Halloween sock bag, and the inside of it is black, just like the top. And I have 2 of those left. And I love, love, love this bag, of course. Called Ornaments, but somebody on Katie from Naughty Knitting Sack commented, I like your balls. So we got some blue balls. And it's
sparkle
metallic.
Too.
Yeah. It's actually for you people that don't like to have glitter. It's just a metallic in there, but oh boy does that shine. Yep. And then the top, it's white with white snowflakes on it. That's also what's on the inside. So I have 2 of those left. All right, for my people that collect my I Woof You dog, I'm down to only 2 of these left. The Thanksgiving Woof dog. This is the sock size. The orange that's at the top is what's on the inside, and I only have 2. And then medium drawstring, I have owls. And I call it an orange background, but it's, I don't know, I'm colorblind too. It's orangish.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then...
it's more of a fall orange.
Yeah, instead of like the bright. Yeah, I know this is orange.
Yeah.
This, I see a few different colors. It's like, take a guess. Mm-hmm. And then this top is what's on the inside.
Almost like a rusty orange. Yep.
There we go, yeah. So I have 1 of those. And that's it for the update I did the other day, what's left. And then I did a little bit more sewing. Oh, I did not separate these very well. Let's just do it.
Do.
Okay. And I love this one. The little mittens on the blue. And then...
I love blue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little mittens. I think are cute too. And then this top is what the inside is. And this is the medium drawstring. I have 2 of those. I have to keep these in separate piles because those I have not, well, I shouldn't say I haven't photographed. My husband hasn't photographed. And then Christmas hot cocoa. Love this fabric.
Mm-hmm.
The top is what the inside is. I have 1, 2, 3 of it in the sock size. 1, 2 of them in the medium drawstring. One in the medium zippered. Two in the sweater size. I was a busy girl.
Yeah.
And then I had done this fabric and I sold out on it and I was contacted, so I had made some more. I did sell all the medium drawstrings, but I do still have 3 of the gnome Christmas bags, or sock bags, sorry. I'm seeing snowflakes and going somewhere else with. And on the inside is the textured red. So I have 3 of the socks. And then I have 4 of the zippered sweater, and the inside is also the red, the same as the handle. So all of those will be in the shop by the time this goes up.
You've been a busy little beaver.
Yes. And that is Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. I've been selling like a little mad woman over here. Mm-hmm. I did finally take yesterday and today off though. Because I kept telling my husband, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to take next 3 days off while you're, at home, when you're not working. But when you get up in the morning, he goes in to his computer room, is doing his stuff, and he's in there for a couple hours. So it's like, oh, I'll just go over there and just sew a little bit,
Yeah.
So I was just doing day after day. So, alrighty. You have any foes?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Surprise! Actually, I'm going to start with the one which several people saw. I showed it on the podcast last time. I had just started the crochet corner to corner blanket for my niece. So, of course, that's the cardigan, the
Baby
vertebrae that I had done several podcasts ago. But this was a gift to my niece. I held, it's a line brand yarn. The colorway is called Parfait. And I held 2 strands together to marl it with an N hook to do a corner to corner. And it's a newer baby colorway that's called Ice Cream. They loved it. It was her one and only yarn gift that she got. I was actually kind of surprised at, I guess it's obviously the people that are part of the baby going to the baby shower, but there were only a handful of gifts handmade, and that was the only crocheted blanket she got. Mm-hmm. They were oohing and over that little cardigan, though. There was somebody else that I think knits, and they were handing it off, so it was a hit.
Alrighty, I've got a couple FOs. Not as many as I normally have, but I did a lot of sewing. That's my excuse. So, Nomadic Yarns. It was in the Ice Melt Snow, and I already made myself a pair of those. So,
you need to go through that. I thought you were going to.
Did you miss the part that every time I've been in here, I get distracted and I start sewing? Yeah, I need to go through it again. But whatever. I will. Laura told me to just take it and dump it in the box for her. Oh, God. All right, so I finished Wendy's pair. I got the other one. I just am too lazy to put on a sock blocker. Well, I mean, they look the same, so.
Right. Yep.
So it'll be another pair for Wendy's box of socks. And I know, I hope everybody's sitting, but that's the only pair of socks I finished.
Wow.
Yeah. Told you. But my next FO was a lot of knitting. Or at least I felt like it was a lot of knitting. Yeah, I'm coming over your way now.
Mm-hmm. She's just taking up space.
Well, I sorted it into piles. That way when we're done, it's like, okay, that goes there, that way it goes there. It's a lot less.
It really only takes us like 5 minutes to clean up afterwards.
So this is the Mini Happy Wrap by Cherry Pie Cottage. One of them made it into the trash.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
black jars. I didn't even get to that.
This was where I had started, and you saw it last time. It is obviously, I didn't do a terribly great job. Black. Okay, so you see the progress keeper here. Oh no, Karen, here. So I did from there all the way to there. So
dang,
that was a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
But blacked out beautifully. I could have done a little bit better blocking as far as the edges, but I was running out of blocking pins. So I have a couple, and this was straight here, but it rolled because I folded it to put it in the bag.
Mm.
So
yeah,
I just do a little refresher before I gift it or whatever I end up doing with it. So yeah, this was the majority of my knitting time. That was a lot.
And all lace.
Yeah. I'm not going to say there's not a couple of boo-boos in there. Or Laura-fies. Ain't going to lie about it. And it's not that it was a hard pattern. I just get so involved sometimes in my TV show that I get a little distracted. And I had a couple times I was trying to knit on it on Sundays when you were here, and I had to put it away because I'm like, yeah, this isn't happening at all.
Yeah, she was saying some choice words at the thing when she was like, "No, what the?
Yeah,
did I do here?"
I kind of have a potty
She couldn't even
mouth.
figure out what she did.
So those were my 2 FOs, and then Brett had an FO.
Ooh.
So you've already seen it, but hold on, let me fold this. I told him I was going to show it. So we had picked up. I drink a lot of Dr. Pepper out of cans, and I have like a can cooler thing that, it fits the can, it keeps it cold, which it actually really keeps it cold for quite a long time. Well, we found a bunch, I'll just show you this side first, of just plain metal ones. So for people that don't know, you unscrew this, you put your can of pop in there, and then you screw it back on. And literally, I've had a couple mornings where I open one and I start drinking it, and then I forget about it for like 2.5 hours, and you go back and it's still cold.
Cool.
I'm like, oh, that's great. So
that's the one thing I hate about drinking it, even out of a bottle. Or
yeah, I was lazy today. Right before about I just grabbed it because normally I would put this in a tumbler or something, but I was just like, no. So he used the Cricut, and he put on there a little sheep, and it says, "I make cute things with yarn." So how cute is that? So that's Brett's FO. How funny is that? All right, let me run through coupon codes really quick.
Can I finish my FOs?
Oh, you have another one? Well, go right ahead. I thought you said
I just thought I
you
had.
said amazingly enough, I have one.
Oh,
and you
I thought I
showed
said
one.
I meant I had one to show that I already gave, and then
See,
I
I'm
have
just
actually
rushing through.
two.
I'm like, oh, what you doing?
My mistake.
All right.
So I finally finished the original, the Katie shawl, because they just released their Katie's Gone Loopy. Oops.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Yes, I've got to
Katie's Gone Loopy.
I have to buy that pattern because I want to knit that.
So I didn't quite go until I was completely run off, but I got pretty darn close.
Well, you have to kind of be careful because you just never,
exactly.
you know.
So this is what I had left of my 2 colors. And the gray is called Cinder, and the pretty aqua tealy color is called Wish, and this was Hedgehog Fibers. So that's almost 800 meters between the two. But I haven't blocked it yet. Let's see, where was I?
Yeah.
Here we are. I was just at this poor little, my little cat there. Finished off the edging. I added a couple more of the stitches, I-cord edging. So it will, and once it blocks, it's definitely stretchy, so it will even go bigger. So it was getting to the point where
I don't know how much bigger I'd want it though.
Yeah, my stitches were really kind
and actually,
of like,
it looks really good as far as because you have the I-cord.
Yeah.
Was that an end I just saw, Karen?
Yeah, I haven't blocked it.
Just play with you.
I got edges or ends here that need to, because I haven't done anything with it. But yeah, I like that. I was like, this is getting pretty freaking long. I don't know how much longer I would want it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said as far as blocking, I don't know that I would stretch it at all.
Not width-wise, but I think length-wise, just to get this one edge.
Gotcha.
This edge will be good because it's the I-cord, but the other edge needs a little bit of help there because it's kind of wavy. So I love that.
The rest of it, you can probably just pin that part and have the rest of it laid flat without stretching.
Yep. Yeah. So it's so squishy. So that's my finished object. Yay!
All right, I'll do coupon codes then. I'm just sitting here like, let's talk about the Cal first. We have the Gift the Knits Cal going on until December 31st. There is a chatter thread and an FO thread. We do pull from both. This is anything that you were knitting or crocheting as a gift for somebody other than yourself. And I'm just now remembering, I'm such a bad podcaster. I'm really bad about going into Ravelry. Because I do like to go in there and I go through and I'll, look at the posts and like them and everything. But I tend to only do that like maybe once a week. I mean to do it more often, but, and I'm not active.
That's better than me.
I'm not active in the chatter thread, but Brittany, hey Brittany, she takes care of that for us.
Oh, good.
She chats with everybody for us, so that's awesome. I can always count on Brittany to be in there keeping conversations going.
Cool.
Yeah, I need to actually just put her on as like a moderator or something. Because let's just be honest, I'm not in there.
Yeah.
It's just not one of those things that
It's not an app on my phone.
I think, well, that
like
too,
for me,
yeah. So you don't think about it. Like, if you're on your phone, you don't see it, like, right there.
Your phone, you're on it every day.
I'm on it most of the day.
Yeah.
Let's just
So
be
you're
honest.
opening and seeing all these apps, and it's the one thing that, I have to go, Google it or, every time.
Mine's actually, like, when I open to go to the internet, there's a button on the bottom where I can just hit Ravelry.
Well, you have a fancy phone then, because I don't. Of course, could be the user.
Well, after you go there so many times, it like picks up your habit and it does like recommended for you down there. It'll like have 4 different sites. That
when I start RAL, boom, it comes up. But
yeah, no, mine has a thing there, but
yeah.
All right, so there's that we have going on. Coupon codes. Amanda rate Cole on Ravelry. If you use code KFB19, you will receive 20% off her patterns. Lollipop Girl Yarns on Etsy. If you use code KFB15, you will receive 15% off. And that's good on her hand-dyed yarns and her patterns. Naughty Knitting Sacks. We were just talking about her. If you use code DIRTYBRAIN15, you will receive 15% off your order. There we have it. All right. How many whips you got? Because I'm sadly lacking.
3.
Okay. I'm sorry. We both had 2 FOs. We both have 3 whips.
Okay. I think that's a first.
Yeah.
To be honest, between
Well, like I was telling you earlier, with all the updates I've been doing, I spent a lot of time sewing. All right, so I'll go ahead and start, and then we'll just go back and forth.
And is that counting the one that you just cast on?
Yeah. Because the other ones, like I have 2 projects, literally, if I would just sit down for like an hour, I would have 2 projects finished. If I would focus. I had another shawl sitting there that stared at me for a while, and I thought about picking it up, and then I didn't. So that didn't get any progress. So like I have stuff on the needles, I just haven't progressed on it.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna do what I'm enjoying.
Yeah, I've actually been.
It'll either get done at some point or it will get ripped out.
Yeah, even though I want to get my sweaters done because I have 2 on the needles, I'm actually like it's at that point where I want to start knitting hats.
So you know what I have to say about it?
That's what I'm going to be doing.
You know?
Yep.
It shouldn't feel like a chore or a job. Mm-hmm. This is supposed to be a hobby that's enjoyable, and if it's not bringing you joy, that item that you're working on, put it away for a bit. Try it again. If there's still no joy, well, then you know what? Don't force yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't have a time frame on it because it's for me, so.
Well, and that's the other thing, because you do gift knitting, and you're going to be stressing.
Yeah.
Come Christmas, because you're still working on stuff, you know? So, and then you really don't enjoy it.
Right.
All right. So you've seen this yarn before, but I'll go ahead and go through it again. Turtle Pearl, and it is the Winter's Coming. And a reminder, it looks like that.
Matches your blue nails.
And yes, I do have 5 different colors on my nails. So it's like a gradient. So it goes a purple, like a purple blue. It's a blue that has like a purple in it. Then it goes to pure blue. And then it goes it ends with the teal. So, yes, I do have 5 different colors. I don't pick out my nail polish, guys. I don't. As long as she knows, as long as it has glitter and it's not green, she can put it on. She picks it out every time. I don't. I make enough decisions in my life. Don't make me think when I'm going somewhere to treat myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, because for me, because I'm not a girly girl, except for my nails. This is my treat.
Yeah.
You know, this is my girly girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, t-shirts, sweats, tennis shoes. I've never worn a pair of heels in my life.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, there's no reason. I'm 5'9". I'm only an inch shorter than my husband. You put heels on me, I'm going to be towering. And I'm a bit of a klutz, so...
Not a good combination.
Not a good combination. And, you know, they don't go very well with sweats. True story. So I started a pair of socks for Wendy's box out of these because I had done socks for myself.
Still haven't converted over to mitts yet, huh?
No, I will. I was actually going to cake. You see my ball winders out.
Yeah.
I'm going to have, I know, it's still all there. Yeah. I'm going to have Brett cake some yarn tomorrow for some mitts, another sweater, another pair of socks, probably 2 pairs of socks. Because he only has tomorrow off, then he goes back to work. So, yeah. So, yeah. I hadn't made it too far in those, but that's fine. That's all good. We'll get done eventually. All right. What you whipping on?
Okay.
Oh, I just dropped that.
Okay, I made some progress on my socks. Where's the tag? This is by Night Owl Fibers. You've seen the colorway before. It's her Robin Hood self-striping colorway. 75-25. And this is really kind of coming out really cute. And I was, until I took it with me a couple of times.
Well, and you always do very well with self-striping that is small stripes.
Uh-huh.
Because that's like your motivation.
I'm almost to the point of the heel, really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really darn getting close.
Toot, toot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Watch how you phrase things around me.
Darn tootin'.
Toot, toot. Okay. Anyhow.
Okay. I'm not gonna cry. Or pee my pants.
Okay, there's a reason for our silliness. Let me just clue you guys in first off. Normally we sit down and Brett turns on everything and he walks out. We start recording. Every time I started to say, start talking, she'd start cracking up laughing 3 different times. Okay, I made a Dr. Pepper crock pot ham.
Maybe it was a sugar.
And I'm thinking the sugar and the caffeine has gotten to her.
It's like all of a sudden. So, I was going to say with my Vicks knits.
Oh, I got something to show from her today.
And actually, that matches your little bag. The little
mitten bag, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so cute.
Yeah. So, a lot of progress on that. I love seeing the colors. Going to that bright blues.
Yeah, I love that blue.
Yeah.
Speaking of blue, my next project's blue. Oops.
Imagine that.
So is my bag. This is a Nanette Wakes bag. So I think it is, yeah. It's, she weaves it. I don't have patience for all that. Okay, so you've seen this yarn before. Because I had a sweater in it. Or, I had a sweater started. And then I couldn't remember where I was at on it. So then I tore it all out. And then I restarted it. And then I told you guys that it just wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the one that you had to track 3 different things. And yeah, it was not a good thing for you.
And I was already kind of because it was bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I won't knit a bottom up sweater, don't get me wrong. I do prefer a top down one. But just that combined with the crazy pattern.
Yeah.
It was just
yeah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
So the yarn is Arkansas Yarn Co. And it's blue right past me. And I didn't actually realize I had as many skeins of this as I did. I have a total of 4 skeins. I don't need 4 skeins for a sweater.
Not especially if you're just holding it fingering.
But this would look gorgeous on little man because he has those blue eyes that when he wears blue, really pops them out. So I'm knitting myself a flax light, no purl bumps, short sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have plenty to do hem a sweater.
Oh, yeah. Especially
and then some.
Yeah.
I might be able to make the kids matching sweaters. So I just casted this on, what's today? Today's Sunday. So late Friday night. I did not knit on it at all yesterday because, well, I'll cover that in chatter. I wasn't home. Look how much I got done already.
Yeah. That's
quite a bit for a fingering weight.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be so pretty. That blue is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I like that. I just wanted a simple sweater to knit that I can knit when I'm watching TV and not be doing all this crazy stuff. But yeah, so I'll finish up this cake probably tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have him cake another one. And no, I am not alternating. I'm just going for it. Yep, that's me. Didn't swatch neither. Oh, look at her go. Well, and then
you like them big anyway, so.
Well, I had to debate about the sizes because I was so in between sizes. So, and I didn't want this one as big as my potluck because potluck it's made to be like a t-shirt t-shirt. So I didn't go as big as I probably typically would. Plus I've lost some weight in the midsection, so I'm like, so we'll see how it goes. And it's fingering weight, so I more so went by my chest. And then if need be, I can block it to, fit how I want it to fit. So I don't like snug stuff. But even with the measurement I took with how I knit and stuff, I don't think it'll be snug. So it'll be fine.
Cool.
Says the one that rips out sweaters because they don't fit. It's okay. I ain't got nothing but time.
Well, you never would have finished that other one. That would have definitely been one on sitting on the shelf and would have never.
Well, once I ripped it out and I restarted it, and then I was just like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get partway through this again, and I'm not going to reach for it. I'm not going to want to knit on it.
Yeah. And that yarn is too beautiful to just sit there.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do a simple sweater.
Yeah.
And I don't have a flax light. I've knit them various times for the kids because that's what I do their scrappy sweaters out of that pattern. So I know I like the pattern, So I was like, I'll just do that.
Yeah. So the next one is the Weekender, which you guys saw. And I've made some progress on the back. I finished the neck and from the Progress Keeper. Care beer. And of course the yarn is Knit Picks, the Detailer Swish. So very mindless. Sit down and knit and purl away right now. Probably got about, I don't know, maybe 4 inches to go or so. And then I'll be at the ribbing. So, and that doesn't take too long since it's worsted weight. But that's making progress.
Okay. My last one is barely a cast on.
I need to empty out this bag. I've taken it multiple times, to like the hospital and just because it's open, I just, I'll just toss, stuff in there.
Wow.
It's got a lot of stuff at the bottom.
Some of those
there's where all of my notions are.
I'm one of those people I might not unpack my bag as soon as I get home, but by the next day, I got home at about 1:15 this morning, so I wasn't going to unpack my bag. But right away this morning when I got up, I unpacked my bag and put my stuff back into other bags. Because I didn't want to bring a backpack with me. Because I wasn't sure this particular place. Because I know they do the bag searches and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to have them going through every freaking zipper thing on my backpack. Yeah. So I switched over to another purse. Alisha just sent me a movie, so I'm sure it's of the kids. So the yarn I'm using for this product is Cherry Pie Cottage. Jenny.
Product?
Cottage. Cherry Pie.
For this project?
Project.
Yeah. You said product.
Oh, I thought you said project. Girl, I'm running on no sleep.
I know you are.
Okay, so...
Shouldn't tease her. She won't feed me again.
Yeah, exactly. No food for you. And I still have a Cajun turkey breast.
Oh, girl.
Which I also promised Laura next door I bring her over a couple slices when I do that so she can have a cold turkey sandwich. Nobody in her house eats turkey neither other than her. So, I don't know what's wrong with people. So, this one here is Laura's Blue Unicorn. And this one here is Rainstorm. Better get that out of the way. And the pattern I'm doing, which is funny because it's by Casapinka. What was that other Casapinka one I did? You know the one I'm talking about. I think I gave it to Alisha.
Yeah, you gave it to Alisha.
Slip.
I don't remember.
Anyways, I had enjoyed doing that pattern.
Yeah.
This one is very similar in the setup. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to really enjoy doing this one as well. So this is Hugshot. And it's already coming out beautiful. I know it's not much done yet, but guys, look at that. Look how pretty that is.
Look at you all matchy.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm gonna like this one.
Yeah.
So
I even oohed and awed from across the way.
She did.
I was
She's like,
what's
wait
that
a second,
yarn?
what's that? That's really pretty. Well, and when Jenny sent these for my birthday, I was like, yeah, these have to stay together.
Yeah.
And I had another set of yarn from Ancestral.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked a pattern out for those two as well.
Mm.
Which I think, hold on here. I'm going to hand you the yarn. I just happen to have them right here. It was her December 2020 club.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe Victoria is what I'm going to do with that one. Or those two, that set. So I had picked these patterns out for these yarns a while ago, and they've been sitting here in my cart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I could pick this up. I could pick it. And I came in here and I was like, nope, I'm doing this. That's just how I roll. So, plus then I had something new.
Yep.
And I wanted to use my Breakfast Club bag. I ain't gonna lie. I need to start a new project. And it was funny because I already had project bags pulled out for these, but no. I need to use my new one. All right, what else you got?
Okay. I picked up
Yeah, it's pretty.
Up the Creek and Cal by Cozy Up. Picked it back up again as I finished my other shawl. I just have to finish this one section and it will be done besides the stitching together.
You found that.
The colorways, both of them are by Bumblebee Acres. And this one is Red Barn, and this one is Red Barn in Winter. So those are the two colorways. And finally figured out what the heck I was freaking doing wrong. My numbers were coming off because I was trying to redo the row that I had just finished. Like, how many times can you redo a row before you finally, like, look at your count and be like, duh. Apparently a lot. So, and it's a lace section.
Yeah, I think you've had more problems with this than I did.
Yeah. I didn't have that many problems when I did the first two sections, but apparently it's sitting in the, sitting there took some time. I mean, I don't mind the project in terms of the lace pattern itself. I can see when I'm like, this isn't working right, you know, kind of thing. But
Well, we all can. It's just a matter of, are you going to fudge it or are you going to take it back? And as big as that thing is,
so I'm not a fudger.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
For the most part.
I don't know how many times you sat on there and go, oh, I'll just add it in on the next round. She's a fudger, guys. Don't let her fool you.
But yeah, so I think I got like, you know, 5 or 6 more rows, and then I'm done with this section and back to the other colored section. So just a matter of sitting down and finding that right show that you don't have to really pay attention to while you're doing lace work.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why my Alberta Rose wrap didn't get picked up this time, because the shows I've been watching, I need stuff that I can
just knit.
Yeah. I can't be doing all this, slip this, do this, knit to, repeat that 3 times. Okay, now do that. No. Not happening. All right.
That's it.
Acquisitions.
I have 2.
Woohoo!
Woo! Sometimes it pays to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, I have to take more. I told you I have to take more. I can get them now.
Yep.
And this is right up my alley. A Knit for Brains bag. Isn't that pretty? And it like shimmers too.
Yeah, it has like a sheen to it, like a satin almost feel to it.
Yep. So with that pumpkin like rusty brown color on the inside. And
she was one of the ones that y'all were fighting with for this bag.
I got one of the gnome ones. I love the gnomes. I think gnomes are adorable. Of course, I've made a couple, but the medium size with the box bottom.
Yeah, that's, I have to say, the sock is actually my favorite because I do a lot of socks, but my next favorite would be the medium drawstring. I really prefer a drawstring over a zipper because I have gotten my yarn zipped in it.
Yep. Many times.
All right.
So that's my acquisitions.
Let me start. Where do I want to start? Okay, I'll start with the actual stuff I purchased first. So I ordered from Vic's Knits. And she sent me a little progress keeper there. But I had to get this. She is on Etsy. She's also on Instagram. So if you go ahead and pop over there and follow her. And guys, look how grumpy he is. You know I like stuff like that. So I had to get him when I saw him. Let me flip this over so you guys can see her info. Because you should definitely check her out. I almost bought more than just this one when I was in there, but I've been so good about not buying stuff. It's like, okay, nope, only going to do the one.
Yep.
I'm going to behave. Although I did tell her if she could find, Care Bears or strawberry shortcake,
You'd be into that.
I'd be into that. That wouldn't even be like that. That would just be like, click. Just send me the bill, don't even list. Just send me the bill. The other thing that I had purchased, which this is actually for me and Karen both. So maybe I'll actually have Brett cake this one up as my next sock. That way I can get it to you. Mm-hmm. So then we'll both have it,
Yeah.
It's from Night Owl Fibers. And I'll give you the mini because I don't want to use the mini. Rachel. And this is her Spooky Fun 2021 self-striping. And it has 12 stripes in it.
It looks like this one, she's got a variegated stripe. I see that
speckled. Yeah, there's a speckled stripe. So yeah, I'll have Brett kick this one up. And then I'll knit a pair of socks really quick. And then I will...
Probably before me.
The remainder to her. And yeah. And it came with a charm from Little Bitty Delights. a little candy corn. There's a little candy corn on there. And you can have that.
You sure?
Yep.
Thank you.
Because look, I have one like this. And you're more into
Orange
and
the
that
fall
sort of
colors.
thing.
Yeah.
Do you want the box for it?
Sure. Yeah.
That way you won't lose it in your bag. So yeah, you can have that part of it as well. All right, then I got a couple things sent to me. So it was right after I finished my last word search books, and I said I couldn't find any. And it was before the podcast went on air.
Mm-hmm.
With me saying, oh, I can't find any, I got a text from Laura saying, hey, you have an Amazon package coming. Well, actually, it was 2 Amazon packages.
Mm-hmm.
Word searches. Large print. And I love the spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sent me, Foul Mouth Fanny presents the best dirty word search ever. Which, you know, I'm totally into. It's like right up my alley.
That's funny.
So I got those, and then I think it was like right before I got these, I went down to the other Dollar Tree because I said ours didn't have any. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any at all. I walked into the other Dollar Tree, and they, I kid you not, had like 45 different word search books. I was like,
what's the deal? They don't.
It's like they have one whole aisle that's just word search books. So I got like 11.
Of course.
My husband, I thought you would have gotten them all. So now I have a nice stockpile of... I did start this one. You can tell I have a pen in there. Mm-hmm. So I'll do these 2 first, and then I'll start on the Dollar Tree ones.
That's funny.
And then Laura had told me, and I didn't ask her if I could show this or not, but I'm sure she won't care. I was like, I could probably ask her now, but no, it was it was a wish alert. She had told me that I had an early Christmas present coming. Because, well, it was from Canada. Mm-hmm. And with shipping and everything, and the world today, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So she was like, and she saw what she wanted, so she's like, I'm just having it shipped directly to you. Mm-hmm. Well, I knew what it was when it came, and I could have I could have just like not opened it and set it aside, but why would I do that? Let's just get serious.
Yeah.
So she sent me a tote bag from JoJo Bags, who is the mother to Cozy Up Knits. Mm-hmm. And she previously, I have two of their other bags.
Yeah.
Because I have the small one and then I have the doctor one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I have 2. But Laura said I didn't have a tote.
Now you do.
So this one, hold on here. The tote's like perfect for me because it's blue. Mm-hmm. On the one side has the original Cozy Up fabric. And on the other side has the newer one. What is this one called? JoJo's?
Yeah, I think
JoJo's. And I can't remember what was on the inside. Maybe a multicolored? Got a little shimmer there. You know, I like some shimmer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, multicolored. So on the inside it's striped multicolored. And then there's one pocket. So yeah, that was a nice surprise to get that. So at one point, my my corner to corner project blanket might at some point get moved into this. I'm thinking, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
So there's that. That's all I got. So I was pretty well behaved, and honestly, this I purchased what?
Yeah, because it was
Yeah, it was a pre-order.
It was a pre-order.
So I purchased this quite a while ago, along with Christmas skeins from a few different dyers. We actually, and I didn't purposely do it. So I do have 9 owl fibers coming for us. Mm-hmm. But then the other 2...
One was an accident.
It started off, I thought I was getting Cozy Knitter, but it was Cozy something else. And I didn't realize it until I pulled it up to tell her, hey, I ordered. And she's like, well, I don't think I saw that up there or something. I didn't think she listed hers yet.
I thought I saw on Instagram that she was posting the pre-orders like next week.
And I'm like, well, no, I ordered from her. And then I pull it up and I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. I ordered this from somebody else. Mm-hmm. So then, typically there was another dyer that I've been getting the Christmas Advents from the self-striping skein. So I said, well, since we got, that one's different. I said, what about this one? This person listed and we've never purchased their yarn. So we went ahead, all
self-striping.
All self-striping. So we have Rachel's, which we know her yarn, definitely, and she's a beautiful dyer. And then we are actually trying 2 different ones for the self-striping Advent skein. So that'll be fun for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, that went right in.
No stretching for Karen this time.
Well, yeah, as many things as I fling over there, something has eventually got to go in, right? So, yeah. All right. So, I have been restraining, guys. We're going to talk TV now. So, knitting's done. If you don't want to hear us chit-chat and, about stuff that, whatever, we'll see you next time. Otherwise, here we go. Okay. So I'll just get the whatever out of the way. Still watching Chuck. It's fine. I think I might be on the last season now. Okay. Excitement. Lucifer came out Friday. Yes, I'm done with it already. And let me just tell you, last season, no more. It was good. Oh, was it good? There was a lot of action. I mean, which they usually have a lot of action, but there was a lot of action.
How long did it take you?
There was twists.
To watch it?
It was only 10 episodes.
Okay.
And since I haven't been working, well, other than from home, I don't know what day it is or what the date is. So it wasn't until like 7 o'clock Friday night that I looked like this at my watch and I went, it's 10th. It's the 10th! Lucifer! I can't even remember somebody's birthday, but I can remember Lucifer was being released on the 10th. So right away I go over to Netflix. I start playing it. My husband comes home, and it's at the part where like Lucifer is just across this black screen, and he walks in and he goes, "Oh God, again?" Or something to that ass,
Sounds like something Chuck would say.
Yeah. So
really,
I got to watch like an episode on Friday, and then maybe an episode or 2, maybe 2, and then yesterday I watched 3 through 8. And that was pretty sad because I wasn't, like, I left by 6 p.m. So it was from, like, whenever I woke up to... And then this morning right away, I finished it out. It was good. It was really good.
So you highly recommend?
Yeah.
And even the ending was good?
Now, let me just say something, though. I don't know, like, if Tom Ellis is, had like the rest of us and gained the COVID pounds or something, because there was, I don't recall, and I'm pretty good at recalling this stuff. Now, they did show me his butt once. Like, no abs involved this time.
Highly disappointed, huh?
That was a little disappointing. I mean, no, the end was good. I was satisfied.
So you weren't,
I was not pissed, and I'm sure my husband was waiting for it because I was texting him today, and I was like, I just finished Lucifer, and he was probably waiting,
And the other shoe drops
because sometimes you just can't come near me.
Yeah,
I'm still mad over Veronica Mars. Well, and Phil informed me yesterday that I'm probably not going to like the ending of Chuck. I said, great. Alisha did not tell me this. But Lucifer, so good. Yeah. And, you know, it's hard because, like, you want to, especially when you know it's the last season. It's like you want to watch it.
Well, that's why I was like, did you...
But
obviously, you didn't drag it out.
You
but,
kind of want to make it last.
Yeah.
But yet you just can't wait to find out what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I almost slipped up. My bottom. Sat on that couch and watched. Well, and then when Brett started texting me this morning when I'm watching it, I was on the last episode. And there was stuff happening. And typically I pause and I'll text. You know, sometimes I won't pause, I'll text, but then I'm like, okay, let me pause, and I text it. And then I started it. Well, then he texted me again. And I'm just like... And it's like cutting it up, where you're not getting the full effect. Mm-hmm. So then I had to go back a little bit.
I was going to say, sometimes I'm just like, all right, just, you know,
well,
depending on where you're at,
like
I just
a little,
either restart it or go
sentimental,
back 10 or 15 minutes, you know.
It was,
to get the full effect.
It was meant to be like kind of like sad, maybe not really sad, but heart tugging kind of point in the show, and your heart's not going to get tugged if you have to keep pausing. You know what I mean?
He's lucky he didn't get look.
No, because it's not a big deal because I can rewind, you know, and it's not like I was going to be doing anything. I laid around in my pajamas all day until about 4:15 when I'm like, oh, Karen's going to be here at 5.
Oh, we got a podcast.
Yeah. Guess I better get a shower. Have you been watching anything interesting?
I started Manifest.
Okay. Now, another, did you see the viewer comment? Since I had mentioned Manifest on the last...
Thanking you for suggesting Manifest. I was
now
like...
she's good too. And I'm like, well, glad I could help. Binge away. So? I've
restrained myself.
So you're enjoying it.
Because, of course, the first time I sat down and watched it, I watched 3. Because why wouldn't you?
3? Well, that's kind of small. No.
Well, I mean, it started at late at night, so
okay.
I haven't been able to sit down and just watch it because that was the thing is I was knitting the lace thing, so I went and watched like a movie that I had seen before, and I can have kind of on the screen and listening to and not be worried about missing anything. Whereas in Manifest, I would want to do something like socks or maybe the sweater that I don't really have to pay 100% attention to because it's a new to me show.
Mm-hmm.
But really enjoying it so far. Thank you very much. Chuck doesn't know I've been watching it because now we got a Fire Stick for both of our TVs.
Oh.
So I've been watching it upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to sleep downstairs. But that works out for me. I can watch what I want.
Well, I have a list going on now of different recommendations.
Because now you're done with Lucifer and...
From viewers, I'll be finishing up Chuck
and you're finishing
soon.
up Chuck, right?
Yeah, I have, I think 3 or 4 different other ones that viewers have recommended to me that I'm going to try. So we'll see what comes next. But you knew I was going to be all over that Lucifer. It's like, I typically only watch one thing at a time. Like I won't work on, like I won't watch be watching Manifest and be watching Chuck because I just like to binge the one show
at a time. Yeah.
But there was, when I came to Lucifer, no. It's like, I ain't waiting until I finish Chuck.
The whole world.
Because somebody out there in my Lucifer group is gonna put it out, a spoiler.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna really be ticked off.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it happened with the 5B episode. Somebody slipped up and left out, and I had already watched it, so I mean I didn't care. But there was quite a few angry people in that group. And yes, I'm in the group, but it's like a Tom Ellis group, and he posts pictures every day, nice pictures. I mean, if you were to open Facebook and he greeted you every day, would you be upset?
Oh, you're hilarious.
Yeah, well, you know. So, yeah. What's been going on the last 2 weeks? Whole lot of sewing. Me and Phil went yesterday. That's Alicia's husband, for people that don't know. Went and saw Jeff Dunham because we had Brad previously gotten tickets. And due to everything going on, got postponed. Well, then Brett had to work, so Phil went with me. We had a good time. It was at a casino, so we had to do some gambling too. The drive was a little, the drive was fine. It wasn't that long, but I had been to this place like years ago, and I don't remember it being quite the drive that it was as far as the neighborhoods we went through.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't remember that part of it. But then maybe back then they weren't the neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, I don't know. See, I could have swore that like we were pretty much like highway interstate and literally got off and then it was like doom doom and we were there, but no, it was like,
so both going there and going home, it took you the same exact way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
and we even tried 2 different like maps versus ways or whatever, and it was the same way both things. So
no detours.
Yeah, no.
No, I wasn't there. Oh God. Me and Chuck went to.
No, but me and Phil. Okay, you got to hear this one first before you tell your story. I tell him as we park in the parking garage. I said, make sure you remember where we're parked because I cannot go into a Walmart and come out and know where my freaking car is. So he's like, oh yeah, and he texts it to Alisha. So we're leaving, and I'm like, we go get on the elevator. I go, do you know what level we need to go to? And he's like, oh yeah, 3. So we get out, and there's a door on both sides. Brings you to one side of the parking lot of 3, and this side, and then another side of the parking lot. We go walking out, and I'm like, well, where are we? And then we go to the other door, and he's like, well, I thought it was on the other side. So we go back walking to the door I originally walked out, and I start laughing. I'm like, there's my car right there. It was the first parking spot. Okay, first off, I just recently got this car. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, a couple months ago. Still not really used to, oh, this is my car. And it's black, and it's so dirty right now. It looks gray. That both of us look straight at it, not realizing
that you're looking right at the car.
We're looking right at the car.
Okay, it's funny that you say that, in terms of remembering where you parked, because we went to Northwestern and huge, multiple parking garages, but on the way there, trying to listen to Chuck's English accent person on his phone, because my phone's messed up for maps. I'm sitting in the freaking turn lane to turn where I'm supposed to turn, and then it says, go through the light ahead. And it's like, go through the light ahead. Go through the light ahead. Past the light ahead? Okay, so I'm not turning here. So I go straight. Well, I should turn.
Now see,
so then we had to backtrack and go all around.
Maps now has updated where it'll tell you, at the next light, turn left.
Well, this was messed up.
Yeah, Maps
at
is
this
really
section,
good now.
the one point that we needed to be. We get there, and you say parking garage. I took a picture. Barbra Streisand. I took a picture.
Well, that's what I told Brett told Phil to do, and he's like, "No, I'll just text it to Alisha."
Chick's like, "Are you coming?" I said, "Yeah, I just want to make sure I remember where we're, going to end up at." Because this is it's a big hospital, so I need to know what floor I'm on, and
I can never remember where the car is. Thank God, Brett, he always knows where it is.
Yeah.
I went into Walmart, and it was a couple weeks ago. It was the first time that I had been out on my own since the surgery. So I hadn't been in a Walmart in I don't know how long. So I parked the car, and normally I try to park like where the numbers. Like they have certain areas where there's numbers. And I'll try to look and be like, okay, 3. Remember 3. And it's diagonal from the doorway.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. And I went in there, and I had been in there like an hour and a half, and was just looking at everything. And by the time I got out, I'm like, oh, hell. I walked right. No, I walked left. So finally, I'm like, okay, if I hit this twice, I'll make my car beep. Well, my hearing isn't that well in my left ear. So then it's over here. And then no, it was over there. I did find my car finally, though.
Blind leading them blind.
Blind and deaf.
Me, you.
Yep. Hey,
you see a dang thing, you can't hear.
We've never lost the car when we've been together.
No, we haven't. There are certain things that are important.
I mean,
as a team, we work well together.
We work well together. Well, no, typically we're like right in front of a store, or
right.
You know.
Yep.
And we
always makes me nervous when I'm in a situation I haven't been
unfamiliar
before
with,
and I'm unfamiliar with. We tried to figure out a couple of different ways we could see Meganna because she lives in Chicago, but unfortunately, where she moved to, had she lived where she used to live, it would have been just a shot over. But she is like north side Chicago now. So I was like, well, maybe her job, because I knew she takes public transportation to her job. Maybe that's farther south. Maybe we're lucky that nope. So we didn't get to see her, but we got up there and did our thing and came on back home.
That's exactly what I would have done. You know, I'm not a Chicago girl.
Yeah. I can't stand having Chuck in the passengers.
It's the thing
trying to direct me. He's like pointing on the way home.
Their streets are confusing. You don't know if you're allowed to go down them. You're not allowed to go
one way this way, one
way that way. Parking's awful if you can find parking, and you're charged for parking. And it's just no. Yeah. It's not my cup of tea.
No. So on the way home, like we're hitting rush hour on the way home. So of course traffic was not going. At one point, Chuck's like, "There's a cop ahead of you. There's a cop ahead of you." I'm like, "I'm doing 45 and a 65 because because it backed up. I don't think that cop's going to stop for me." I was like, "We're fine." I'm doing fine. He's like, I just want to make sure you know, because it was an unmarked police car. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like, I'd like to get up to the speed limit if you don't mind.
Sport mode.
It'd be nice. Yeah, not fun. Him not being able to drive is not fun. Plus, I don't get to knit in the car. I miss her time because I get to knit while she's driving.
Well, the whole time you're telling the story, I'm thinking, poor Chuck, he's never going to have a good review of you going on a trip with him because you're used to me. And then it's funny because, like, I always drive when we go. Mm-hmm. And then when I go with my husband, he always drives, so I can knit.
It's balance.
Happy balance. But yeah, poor Chuck's never going to win with you as far as any sort of going anywhere.
Well, and ironically, you're probably, initially, Chuck always drove until he hasn't been able to drive in the last 6 months, year or so, because of his health. And so he always drove, always, unless he wasn't feeling well. And you're the only other person that that has ever driven.
I have control issues.
I'm fine. I'm fine with giving that up. Completely fine.
Just be prepared to stop it.
Toot toot.
Toot toot. Be prepared for plenty of bathroom stops when you go with me. Because it's going to happen. Just
don't expect me to tell you when there's a detour or...
I don't ask much out of her. But, if you see a detour sign, you might want to let me know. No, I don't think that's
paying attention or asking whether or not we're actually going home.
Or how about when we, oh my God, that was hysterical. Because when Phil last night, when he was like, well, let me check my GPS and see if it says the same. That was like the first thing I thought of was us going home that day and going, well, I wonder if Brett programmed our home address in there. We could have been driving anywhere. We wouldn't have known the difference. But it would have been fine. We would have landed somewhere and then been like, hey, let's Google and see if they have a yarn store.
On my way here, I always say I'm on my way, you know, so she knows I'm on my way. And as soon as I typed in on my way, my phone said 8 minutes to your address. And I almost said, in 8 minutes.
Oh, that's funny.
Because now when I get my car, it's gonna tell me I'm going home.
Well, what's funny is when it gets so used to your habits that then when you like do something out of the ordinary on that day, and it's still like 8 minutes too, and you're like, no, I'm not going there. Now what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
And I used to. Oh, I was so bad about that. And I think I might have said this before on here. I don't know for sure, but I have to disregard those messages. Like it comes up on my watch, so I tend not to look at it because I used to see it and I'd be like, oh, okay, 12 minutes to work, challenge accepted. See if I can make it in 10. I mean,
traffic light or to not traffic light. Yeah. Is there a question here?
I think it's really going to take me 12. Let's see about that. Game on.
I can just see you doing it.
Yep. So, yeah, I've had to learn to not pay attention to those little things they give you about, 12 minutes to here. And, okay. So the first time I went to Alisha's house when she moved in the new house, she's like, well, how far was it? I go, well, I can actually honestly answer this. Because my watch told me it would be 12 minutes. But in all actuality. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and every time I think of that, I think of How I Met Your Mother. Mm-hmm. And what was his name?
I'm horrible with this.
The blonde guy, and he was always like, challenge accepted. Was it why is Barney? No, that's not right. Is that it?
Yep, I think so.
Okay, I gotta Google this now because that'll drive me nuts. Characters, How I Met Your Mother. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Barney Stinson.
Yep.
Yeah. So every time I would see that pop up on my watch, I would think of him. Challenge accepted. And she happily just sits down in my car like...
Why am I going to argue? The end road is to a yarn event usually.
Or food.
Yeah.
Usually both. Store, food, whatever. Well, things are starting. I saw they had... which it was like the 11th, and it was yesterday and today, Michigan had their wool festival.
Yeah, and there was one up in Wisconsin too, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, soon maybe. Mm-hmm. Well, and I want to say that, I'd have to double check again, but that one yarn store we wanted to go up there, they're now open one day a week. Wow. I'm like, well, we're getting somewhere, I guess, because they haven't been opened at all. So
that's a long time.
Yeah.
And then not to have yarn events too on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of them have done like the virtual or the Facebook Lives, doing special sales or stuff like that too. But even then, I mean, that's still hurting them. You know what I mean? It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's just not. So, all right. Is that all we got now that we've blabbered on? And I told my husband this will be a short one.
He goes, what did he say?
Yeah, I've heard that before. I'll blame it on him. It's because I had to show your FO.
It took a lot of time to explain.
I mean, really? So,
Okay.
yeah. Bags will be listed. So go to Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. As always, please
Like, subscribe,
ding.
ring the bell.
Oh my
Ding.
god.
He's gonna so shake
You know
his
what?
head when he sees that.
You know what? Every time you come over here to eat, or like she comes over early because I'm going to cook, we always have the craziest podcast. I don't know what it is. We have to start like.
Because I relax, food makes a person feel comfortable. Not that they don't make me feel like I'm at home. Because like the one time I walked in, honey, I'm home after being gone for several weeks. It was just like, finally.
Oh my gosh, yeah. She ate and then she's like, I hope I don't fall asleep before or during the podcast. And then she's hyped up. There's no chance of her falling asleep.
Must have been the Dr. Pepper you used for the ham. No.
Oh my
special magic ingredient.
It was just ham and Dr. Pepper. That was it. And some instant potatoes because this girl ain't doing anything but instant.
Worked for me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't know what her problem is.
It's been several days of doing nothing but homework. That's what it's been.
Yeah.
Several days of nothing but homework. And it's not that the homework's hard or difficult. It's that this class had 5 assignments due each week. So it takes time to do 5 assignments each week.
So basically what she's saying
So
is typically she comes here to
my
wind
brain
down.
was dead, and now I'm like, don't have to think
So
about
you
it.
had a major wind down this Sunday. when you
Apparently,
came.
I still have assignments that are due tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. I'm done.
She's like, it's Sunday.
I'm flat out done. It was funny because I had this god awful journal I had to do, which this is the first time I've had to do a journal like a video journal. And you would think a video journal wouldn't be that big. I'm used to doing this, right? But this is I didn't have a Brett. I'm like, how the heck am I going to do this? Because my computer does not have a webcam and a microphone set up to. I'm like, you didn't even ask me permission to have this assignment, do this. Like, they didn't prepare, I'm like, well, what the heck? And the classes are all online anyway, so the fact that this is really the first time this has come up is kind of, well, it's not the first time it's come up, but there's been other options, and I've always taken the other options. So today I was like, I spent quite a little for a lousy 3-minute video that was really 4 minutes, but it was done, and it uploaded, and I submitted. I was like, shoo, all right. And I am technically challenged. Just ask this one.
Just take a screenshot of it, Karen. How do I do that? You don't know how to do a screenshot? Okay. Okay.
Now I take screenshots on accident all the time.
I'm sitting here and I'm quite disturbed. Y'all know this. And I'm looking at my yarn over there. And I swear to God, it looks like somebody has been pulling yarn out. Because I had all those yarn skeins even. And look how crazy they look. Like the one on the end and the one next to it.
Do you think somebody did that on purpose just to see if you noticed it?
I don't know. Maybe we got ghosts. Yarn ghosts.
Well, did you rearrange it?
No, because if I would have, I haven't been in them at all. I haven't taken any yarn out of there.
Well, there's nobody else here besides you, Brett, and me on Sundays.
I know, it's weird. It looks awful. I need to fix it.
I hear a rearranged cubbies coming up.
It's been driving me nuts the whole time I've been sitting here, and like the more I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened over there? Which somebody actually had asked when I was going to do a video of my yarn store, my yarn stash. I will do it. I've done it before. Like, we've shown it before. So, I got to tidy up my cubbies because, well, yarn ghost.
Apparently.
Apparently. And then I'll try to remember to do that. Basically, my yarn cubbies have, like, all my indie dyed yarn. I have other yarn, like commercial sock yarn and, like, even, like, my knit picks and stuff are not in my cubbies. My cubbies are just, like, what I call my fancy yarn. So I have...
like the jewelry.
Yeah. So I have cubbies out here with my fancy yarn, which are stuffed. And then the whole inside of my craft closet is also just a whole wall of cubbies. And I have, like, my commercial yarns and my project bags and stuff like that. But I will probably not be videoing or photographing that anytime soon because it's a hot mess again. At least to my standards. Whereas my yarn will get straightened out because this is going to drive me nuts now that I've noticed it.
You got several of them that look like they've been pulled out.
Yeah, those 2 cubicles in the second row are just driving me insane. How many cubbies do I have? That's 6, 12, 15? Did I count that right? Yeah. So I have 15 full cubbies. Well, by the time I rearrange and fluff them up, they'll be full cubbies. But
fluff that yarn.
Gotta fluff your yarn. You don't fluff your yarn?
I don't have space like you do, unfortunately.
I'm very limited on space in here. People don't realize how, especially from like just watching a video, it's a very small room. When Brittany came into town the one time for, it was a baby shower or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And she came over to knit for a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, well, let me show you the house. And she's like, oh, I get to see the, the room where it gets videoed. And she came in and she goes, oh, it is small. It is, but boy, can I pack some stuff in here. But that's why I have to reorganize it all the time.
Yep.
So, all right. We said goodbye twice now.
Third time's charm.
Third time's charm. We're going to go watch some podcasts. We got to get caught up on some people, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.